What is up guys, Stark here. In today's video I'm taking a look at the new event coming to Fate Grand Order, and that is going to be the challenge event, the Demonic Capital Rashomon. So this event is coming May 16th and it will be here until May 30th, and it is a unique event as far as this will be the first time this type of event has dropped on global. There's been many of these events in Japan, but this will be our first, exposure to it. So I'm going to try and break it down for you guys the best I can, explain how it works, what you guys need to do, and all the rewards and things like that that you can attain from doing this event. So first up, the main thing here to talk about is that this event has two different types of quests, and the first one being your main quests or your story quests. These are going to be the quests that you guys have been used to. Throughout the course of the event, these quests will pop up, and this will be like the story dialogue and the cutscenes and things like that, and you'll beat those to get rewards. But the second type of quest is going to be something that's completely unique to the game for us so far, and that is going to be something called a raid quest, and I'm going to refer to it as a raid boss in this video. I'm sure you guys can understand what I mean when I say that. But for anyone who doesn't know what it is, essentially what we're doing is there's going to be a boss, and that is going to be Ibaraki Doji, and she is going to have a ridiculous amount of HP. The first one starts with 3 trillion HP. Now the thing about this is you don't have to beat this character by yourself, because that would just be absolutely ludicrous. What happens is everybody who's playing the game will be fighting the same boss. So that 3 trillion HP is going to be spread across the entire game. So everyone's going to be collectively fighting to take down a singular boss, which is really cool. I really like those type of events. So it should be really fun to, go around and mess around with the actual fight. And there's going to be different stages to the boss, and they're going to be broken up over the course of the event into different days. Now, it says it'll say day 1, but it doesn't mean that it lasts 24 hours. Some of them last longer. Some of them do last 24 hours. And I'll go through and I'll break down each day individually, because there are missions you can do in each day to get extra rewards. But I'll talk about those in just a little bit. So another thing you need to notice here is, in order to challenge the raid boss, you have to use a new type of currency called BP, or Battle Point. So this is going to be exclusive to this event, and 1 battle point will equal 1 run of the raid boss. So you don't have to worry about your AP. They're going to be 2 separately, individual things. But you use your BP to run the fight, and inside the fight, she's going to have 2 different types of HP bars. One's going to be a green bar for, that's going to be the in-game HP that she has, and then there's going to be a red bar, and that'll be the overall amount of HP that she has, combined for everybody who's playing. And I will throw a picture on the screen so you guys can kind of see how things look. So in this fight, your goal is essentially just to do as much damage as possible. You're not going to win unless you're lucky enough to land the finishing blow, but 99% of the time you're going to lose, and that's perfectly fine. There's no shame in losing. You're going to lose. I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to lose. But that's fine. Like I said, it's okay. There's no penalty for losing. All your damage counts. Any drops or items you get along the way, you'll still get even if you lose. So don't worry about that. You have 15 turns to do as much damage as possible, and the fight will end after those 15 turns, or if your entire party dies. The only way you will not get all of your stuff is if you manually quit and leave the fight. So don't do that. It's a waste. Just go in, do as much damage as you can. Even if you pick the wrong team, just do as much damage as possible before you end up dying. Now you will regenerate 1 BP every hour, so you definitely want to stay on top of that. Maybe when you wake up, do your 6 runs, and then wait for it to regenerate, do them again. If you do that, you should be fine. You should have no problems getting all of the items for doing damage and things like that. There are also items that let you increase your BP. I'll talk about those in just a second though. Okay, so in this event, there are 4 new items that you need to be worried about. First up is the Demon Gourd. Now this is going to be the currency for the shop. So you get those by beating the minions in the first stage of the fight. And you also get them by defeating Ibaraki's hands. So make sure you take down her hands before you take down herself. Otherwise, the fight will end, and you would lose out on potential chance of getting the Demon Gourds. So using AoE servants is really nice for this, because you can use their noble phantasms to knock out the hands, and you could still not waste any time taking out, Ibaraki herself. Next up is going to be your damage points. This is going to be the overall accumulation of the amount of damage that you've done to Ibaraki, and this is the currency used to determine which rewards you get based on how many damage points you have. And I'll talk about the rewards and things like that in just a little bit. I'm just kind of getting you guys familiar with the items and what they mean. Next up is going to be the items I was just talking about, and they're going to be the ones that restore your BP. And these are going to be the Power Rice Balls, which will restore 1 battle point, and then the Golden Rice Balls, which will restore 6 battle points. So these are definitely the ones you want to get. Use these to keep restoring your stamina and keep fighting Ibaraki. And now you get these by accumulating damage points and by doing daily missions. So every day, there's going to be a new set of missions that you can accomplish. Now, like I said, when I say day, I don't mean when the game resets. I mean when the Ibaraki battle resets. So each day has a different time limit. So for day 1, it's going to be a 68-hour time limit. And your goal here is to get 2 million damage points and defeat Ibaraki Doji 5 times. Now, you're going to have to defeat her 5 times every single day. And the amount of points you need for the missions will just go up every single day. So for day 2, it's going to be a 48-hour time limit, and you're going to need 5 million damage points. For day 3, it'll be a 48-hour time limit, and you're going to need 10 million damage points. For day 4, it'll be a 24-hour time limit, and you're going to need 15 million damage points. For day 5, it is also 24 hours, and you're going to need 20 million damage points. For day 6, it is also a 24-hour time limit, and you're going to need 20 million damage points again. And then for the final part, day 7, is going to be a 108-hour time limit, and then you're going to need 30 million damage points here. Again, like I said, you do need to beat Ibaraki 5 times on all of the days. I just didn't really feel like reiterating that every single time. It would probably sound really dull and boring. But, you know, just if you're active, if you just keep doing the quests every single day, you should have no problems getting this. And it may seem like a lot of points, but overall, it's just the amount of damage you're doing. And there are craft essences that will help you along the way. So those craft essences that I was just talking about, there's going to be 5 of them in total. 2 of them are going to be for the event, and 3 of them are going to be in the gacha. So for the first one, it's going to be the Tales of the Mahaviro Kana King. Now, while equipped, this will increase quick card effectiveness by 10%, and then when whoever this craft essence is on is defeated, it will increase quick card effectiveness for all of your allies by 20% for 1 turn. And then for the event effect, it will increase your own attack power by 200% while you're fighting Ibaraki. So as you guys can see here, this is a really nice craft essence. It's going to boost the damage you deal significantly. So you want to try and get these craft essences as quickly as possible so you can maximize your damage output and make getting damage points that much easier. The second one is going to be the Golden Catches a Carp. Now this will increase your Noble Phantasm gauge by 30% at the start of the fight, and it will also grant you 15 critical stars at the start of the fight. And then for the event effect, it will increase your attack power of all of your allies by 50%. So this is a more of like a spread out over your entire team craft essence. So this one's not a bad option to use as well. It'll, if you don't have all of the Tails craft essences to put on your entire team, this is not a bad option to use. So as for the other 3 craft essences, I will talk about them in just a little bit when we get into the actual gacha part. For this now though, I'm going to be talking about the rewards that you get for accumulating your damage points. So as I said previously, anytime you do damage to her, you're going to accumulate damage points. And based on the amount of damage points you get, you're going to get certain rewards. So, like say for instance you get, I don't know, 30,000 damage points. You're going to get 500,000 quantum pieces. So this is nothing new. We've already seen this in the game so far. So just, you know, do what you normally do. Just keep fighting. You'll get these pretty much naturally as long as you keep playing. You shouldn't have to put too much effort into it. But for the overall rewards, you're going to get 50 million quantum pieces, 10 bronze fruits, 10 silver fruits, 20 homunculus babies, 530 mana prisms, 16 power rice balls, 1 of the Tails craft essence, and I say Tails because that name is really long and I don't want to mess it up. 5 summoning tickets, 20 ghost lanterns, 10 spirit roots, 3 of the golden rice balls, 20 dragon scales, 20 claws of chaos, 6 of the golden carp craft essences, 10 golden fruits, and 10 of the beast oils. So overall, there's some really good rewards that you can get here, pretty much just from playing the event consistently using your battle points, and you should get these guys no problem. You're also going to get 3 crystallized lures. They didn't make the graphic because I couldn't figure out a way of making it look nice with having 17 pictures. but you do get 3 crystallized lures as well, so keep that in mind. Like I said, you're just going to get them naturally. You do need a maximum of 300 million damage points. It might seem a little bit daunting, but like I said, if you just play the event with all your stamina, you should have no problems getting all these rewards. And then for the actual shop, which you're going to use the demon gourds for, if you do want to buy everything in the shop, you're going to need 13,300 demon gourds. But the main items in the shop that me personally that I'm looking for, or that I like the biggest names, are going to be the Tails Craft Essence. Obviously you want to get those as quickly as possible. There's going to be 4 in the shop. So you want to get those, at least get 3 of them so you can maximize your main team. But ideally you do want 6 of them because you're probably going to be needing your entire team in this fight. So having 1 on each of them is definitely going to be the best option. Unfortunately though, you can only get 5, so you'll have to get 1 to drop. But if you can get 6 of them, that would definitely be, you know, a really good option. Other than that though, you can get some Hearts of the Foreign Gods, some Tear Stones of Blood, Serpent Jewels, Dragon Fangs, Void Dusts, and then Assassin Rider and Berserker pieces and monuments. I'm not flashing them on the screen, I just kind of ran through them real fast. I do apologize for that, but just wanted to make a quick little mention to what's in this shop. And again, you're going to need 13,300 demon gourds if you want to max out everything. So now moving on here to some of the details for the actual boss fight. Each different version of her, or each different part, will have different HP, and it will scale up every time you defeat her. So it starts at 3 trillion, goes all the way up to 10 trillion for the final part. And she also will change her skills that she uses each part of the fight you're in. So I'm going to flash a little picture up that shows you what she does on the screen right now. So on day 1, she's going to reduce critical damage by 20% for 3 turns. On day 2, she's going to negate incoming buffs. For day 3, she's going to inflict Noble Phantasm Seal for 1 turn. For day 4, she's going to reduce critical star rate by 50% for 3 turns. For day 5, she's going to reduce your healing by 50% for 3 turns. On day 6, she will reduce your Noble Phantasm gauge by 20%. Or your accumulation, sorry. On day 7, she's going to reduce your defense by 20% for 3 turns. And then she does have a Noble Phantasm as well, of course, and this is going to do a massive amount of damage to a single enemy, remove all of their buffs, and reduce their defense. So guts and evasion and buffs, like things like that, they're not going to be very useful against her unless it's going to be a 1-turn burst. So keep that in mind. Guts will not work at all because it'll be removed before they come back. But, you know, attack buffs, defense buffs, things like that, as long as they only last 1 turn, you should be okay. So now for the Rashomon pickup summon. Now this is going to introduce the 3 new craft essences and 1 new character. And the character is going to be Shuten Doji. And I will be doing a character spotlight for her in the next couple of days. So I won't talk about her too much, but she is a 5-star assassin. And then for the limited craft essences, there's going to be 3, like I said. The 5-star is going to be the Fox's Night Dream. This will increase your Noble Phantasm gauge accumulation by 20%, and it will also give you 3 stars every turn. And then for the event effect, it will increase your Demon Gore drop rate by 3. So then for the 4-star, it's going to be the Burning Love Story. This will increase damage against males by 25%, and it will also increase your debuff rate by 12%. And then for the event effect, it will increase your Demon Gore drops by 2. Third and finally, you're going to have the 3-star, which is the subscription list reading. This will negate defense debuffs for 1 time, and then for the event effect, it will increase your Demon Gore drop rate by 1. So overall, a pretty solid strategy here is to use your friend points to try and get that 3-star craft essence, and then use those until you can get the damage boosters. If you're not trying to pull on the event, it's a really solid strategy to use. I'm going to do it, well, I mean, I need to pull for Angra anyway, so hopefully I can get him along the way as well. But I'm going to try and pull for those 3-star craft essences and then use those until I get all of the damage craft essences to maximize my damage output. Overall though, I think that just about wraps up this event. I'm sure there's a few things that I haven't touched on, and I hope it helped a little bit. I tried to make it a little bit more structured than the last one. So yeah, hopefully this helps you guys prepare, and I'll see you guys next time.